What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the C, and today we are checking out the official recap for TNA Genesis 2025 live in Dallas, Texas. Is the first TNA pay-per-view of 2025 and a great start to the night. Starting that off, we have TNA X-Division Champion Moose with Alicia Edwards and JDC defending against Ace Austin. Moose comes out with a new X-Division title, and it looks pretty nice. Ace lands a cannonball at the apron to Moose on the floor. Moose hits a big boot. Boss lands a suplex on the floor. We then see Moose hit a go to hell to Austin for a 2 count. Austin dives onto the system on the floor. Austin then jumps into a spear by Moose for a 2 count. The end comes after Ace lands a spinning kick and Moose spears the back of Ace Austin and then a spear to Moose. Moose retains the TNA X-Division Championship here at TNA Genesis. Next, we have a tag match as you see Steve Maclin and Eric Young defeat the System, which is Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. We see Eddie land Blue Thunder Bomb to Steve Maclin. Alicia chokes Steve across the ropes. Um, Alicia slaps Steve, and then Eric Young lands a spear for a 2 count. Steve hits a KIA to Brian Myers, and Maclin and Young defeat the System. And they want to prove that the System are not on top of things as much as they claim to be. Next, we have the Knockouts Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The champion Spitfire, which is Jody Threat and Danny Luna, defending against Ash and Heather by Elegance. Ash and Heather come out dressed as Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They looked okay. So Spitfire hit a double delayed suplex to Heather, a deep squatting suplex for a 2 count. We then see Ash and Heather land a backstabber double stomp combo for a 2. We then see Jody Threat land FU to Heather to the floor. And then Spitfire land the pressure drop to Ash to retain the TNA Knockouts tag team titles. Decent tag match here, nothing great or special, but it was okay. Moving right along, we see Tessa Blanchard taking on Jordynne Grace up next, and this is one of the matches of the nights for me. Jordynne dives onto Tessa on the floor and lands a jackhammer on the floor. Tessa lands a springboard splash for a 2, applies a dragon sleeper, and hits an inverted DDT for a 2 count. Jordynne hits a super fallaway slam. Tessa lands a Canadian destroyer for a 2. Jordan hits a DVD off the steps to the floor. Fans chant Tessa Blanchard, she's a racist, which clearly they're talking about her comments on Twitter. Jordan hits a spinning reverse Alabama slam for a 2 count. Tessa exposes the ring buckle pad and lands a bulldog into the pad. And Tessa hits Magnum, and Tessa Blanchard defeats Jordynne Grace. This seemed to be Jordynne Grace's send off match from TNA as she moves on to WWE. Great match between these two women, instant classic, as they said on commentary. Next, we have the special I Quit match, Josh Alexander versus Mike Santana. Mike tosses Josh into the railing and hits a big boot. Josh rams Mike's leg across the ring post and applies a figure 4 across the post. Josh slams Mike across the apron. Mike hits a DVD. Josh applies an ankle lock, and Mike Santana's boot comes off. Josh backdrops Mike through a table on the floor. Josh then hits Mike's ankle with chair shots, trying to get him to quit. Josh hits a C4 spike, but Mike immediately stands up and attacks. Mike hits a frog splash and spin the block. Mike then zip ties Josh's arms behind his back. And as Josh bleeds, Mike hits Josh with cue balls and a sock. And then Mike goes to curb stomp Josh Alexander into the ring steps, and Josh quits. After the match, Josh and Mike shake hands. Decent I Quit match. Very good action between these two here. Next, we have the TNA Tag Team Champions, the Hardyz, defending against the Rascalz. NXT Tag Team Champions Fraxium come out and sit to watch at ringside. Zachary Wentz hits a flying double missile dropkick to start. Trey Miguel accidentally dives onto Fraxium as the guards separate the NXT Tag Team Champions and the Rascalz. Matt Hardy pushes Zachary Wentz off the ropes to the floor, twisted fate to Trey, and a swanton bomb, and the Hardys retain against the Rascalz in a decent tag title match here at Genesis. Next, we have the TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich defending against Rosemary in a Ravens Orange Clockwork House of Fun match. Masha staples Rosemary's hand and armpit. Rosemary sprays mist into Masha's eyes. Rosemary chokes Masha with a cane. Rosemary gets a nailed barbed wire 2x4 and uses it across Masha's back. Rosemary spears Masha on the stage onto a pit of pack. Masha hits a snowplow to Rosemary onto the barbed wire board, a flying double stomp for a two. Rosemary pushes Masha off the ladder to the table on the floor. Masha hits a super requiem onto a chair stacked for a three, and Masha retains the TNA Knockouts Championship. After NXT superstar CORA JADE comes out and goes face to face with the TNA Women's Knockout Champion Masha Slamovich, and those two will probably meet down the line. And we've moved to our main event here of Genesis. TNA champion Nick Nemeth defends against Joe Hendry. We see that Ryan Nemeth has a ticket in the crowd at ringside. Nick hits a neck breaker and elbow drop for a two. Joe lands a cutter. Joe catches Nick Nemeth's flying cross body, but Nick is able to land a Paymaster for a two. Joe Hendry hits a super fallaway slam. Frankie Kazarian comes out with the Call Your Shot trophy, but JBL comes out and hits Kazarian with a clothesline from hell. Joe then lands a standing ovation to Nick for a two. Nick hits a super kick, a danger zone for a two count. Joe lands a fallaway slam and hits a standing ovation, and we have a new TNA champion in Joe Hendry. He finally defeats Nick Nemeth. Decent pay-per-view. I enjoyed most of the matches on the card. My favorite match was definitely Jordynne Grace versus Tessa Blanchard. The I Quit match was good. The women's Orange Clockwork House of Fun, and the main event was good. Definitely staying in the loop for TNA action. We're going to see now that WWE has partnered with TNA, we're going to see more wrestlers making appearances. This is very exciting. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.